it is one of the vegetative, leaf it is one of the vegetative, whether it is exogenous organ means it is one of the exogenous organ, it is one of leaf, it is one of the vegetative lateral appendage, vegetative lateral appendage, which is present in green in color, which is present in green in color. That means leaf it is one of the vegetative lateral appendage present in green in color, which develops in exogenous manner. They are developing from the, they are not developing from the internal part of the stem, they are developing from the outer region of the stem. That's why it is called as exogenous organ. And can we call this a vegetative lateral appendage, whether it is dorsiventrally flattened? Yes, it is a dorsiventrally flattened. It is a dorsiventrally flattened. In which leaves means in dicot leaves, in dicot leaves, dorsiventrally flattened in dicot leaves, and isobilateral leaf in monocot plants. In which plants here? Monocot plants, that is nothing but monocot leaves. And what is that important function that is performed by leaf? The important function that is performed by the leaf itself, it is nothing but photosynthesis. Itself it is nothing but photosynthesis. Now see here, photosynthesis, whether during photosynthesis which one are mixed to form a carbohydrate means in this in photosynthesis simple substances. What are called as simple substances? That is nothing but 6CO2 plus 12H2O in the presence of sunlight, in the presence of sunlight, in the presence of cell organelle, that is nothing but chloroplast. In the presence of cell organelle, that is nothing but chloroplast, which contains chlorophyll, due to which it is converted into complex substances, that is nothing but C6H12O6, that is nothing but glucose, and it gives rise to, it produces 6 water molecules, and it produces 6 oxygen molecules which are getting released outside. So that means during photosynthesis simple substances are converted to complex substance. These complex substances are produced means can we call this one as an anabolic process or catabolic process? That means here the complex substances are synthesized, so it is called as anabolic process. So it is called as which process? Anabolic process. And here the photosynthesis, can we call this photosynthesis as endergonic reaction or exergonic reaction? Why? Because here the simple substances, that is 6CO2 and 12H2O, whether it is a high energy compounds or low energy compounds, that means it shows low energy. It shows which one here? Low energy. But it is converted into glucose, which shows higher energy. It shows higher energy. How low energy compounds are converted into high energy compounds during photosynthesis? Why? Because during the conversion of low energy compounds, that is 6CO2 plus 12H2O, in the middle of the reaction, the energy is absorbed in the form of sunlight. That means energy is utilized in order to convert into high energy compound, that is nothing but glucose. So can we call this one as endergonic process? Yes, it is called as endergonic process. So it is called as which process here? Endergonic process. That means leaf, it is a vegetative lateral appendage present in green in color, which always develops in exogenous manner, which is dorsiventrally flattened in dicot leaves, isobilateral leaf in monocot leaves, and it is one of the important vegetative organ which plays an important role in photosynthesis. During photosynthesis, simple substances are converted into complex substances. What are called as simple substances? 6CO2 plus 12H2O, which shows low energy compounds and they are converted into high energy compound, that is nothing but complex substances, that is nothing but glucose, which shows higher energy. In the presence of chloroplast, it is nothing but the kitchen of the cell organelle and it contains a chlorophyll, and due to which it is and during this reaction what happens means, when low energy compounds are converted to high energy compounds, in the middle of the reaction energy is utilized in the form of sunlight. So it is called as endergonic process. As it is producing glucose, which is, glucose is synthesized, so it is called as anabolic process, and here 6 water molecules and as well as 6 oxygen atoms are released. 6 oxygen atoms they are released. So this is about a leaf. And what happens means, tell me which portion of the stem, which portion of the branch this leaf is developing. That means, see here, think this is the main stem. This main stem is differentiated into nodes and internodes. From the node area, which one is developing? Vegetative, lateral, exogenous, green lateral appendage, that is nothing but leaf is developing from node area. Leaf is developing from which area? Node area. Now what is meant by axil? Upper angle between the leaf and the node is called as axil. Upper angle between the leaf and the node is called as axil, which shows which bud means axillary bud, which shows which bud here? Axillary bud. Axillary bud develops into branches. Axillary bud develops into which one here? Branches. Axillary bud itself, it is developing into branches. That means leaves, they are not only present upon the stem. Why? Because branches are also differentiated into nodes and internodes. From the node of the branches also leaves are arising. That means axillary buds not only present in the axil of the leaf, present upon the stem, axil of the leaf which are developing on the branches also, it shows axillary bud. And tell me whether the terminal bud is present towards the terminal portion of the stem and the terminal portion of the branch. Yes. Terminal bud, it is not only present towards the terminal portion of the main stem, which shows vertical growth, and this terminal bud, it is also present towards the terminal portion of the branches, which also shows horizontal growth, which shows which growth means horizontal growth. Now about this leaf, it performs how many functions? Leaf, it performs first function, that is nothing but photosynthesis. Leaf, it performs how many functions means the first function, that is nothing but photosynthesis, and the second function, that is nothing but transpiration. Second function, that is nothing but which process here? Transpiration. What is meant by transpiration? The amount of water which is evaporated, in the form of water vapor through the leaf, it is nothing but transpiration. And what is the another process means, it also plays an important role in respiration. It also plays an important role in respiration. That means leaf, it performs 3 functions. One function, it is photosynthesis. Second function, it is transpiration. And third function, it is respiration. Leaf shows how many parts? Leaf shows 3 parts. Leaf shows 3 parts. Leaf shows how many parts means leaf always shows 3 parts. Of that the first part, it is nothing but leaf base. Can you tell me what is the another name for the leaf base? That is nothing but hypopodium. That is nothing but hypopodium. And what is the second part of the leaf means? That is nothing but petiole. What is the another name of the petiole? That is nothing but mesopodium. That is nothing but mesopodium. And what is the third part of the leaf means? The third part, it is nothing but leaf blade or leaf lamina. Leaf blade or leaf lamina. What is the another name for leaf blade or leaf lamina? That is nothing but epipodium. That is nothing but which one here? Epipodium. That means leaf shows 3 parts. First part, that is leaf base, which is nothing but hypopodium. Second one, petiole itself, it is called as mesopodium. Third one, it is leaf blade. It is also called as leaf lamina. It is also called as epipodium. Now can you tell me what is the function of leaf base? That means think this one is the stem. Think this one is the stem is differentiated into nodes and internodes. With the help of this leaf base, for example, see here, think this one is the leaf. Think this one is the leaf. This portion, the basal portion of the leaf, it is nothing but a leaf base. The basal portion of the leaf, it is called as a leaf base. With the help of this leaf base, it attaches towards the node of the stem. It attaches towards which part of the stem? With the help of this leaf base, it attaches to the node of the stem. It attaches to the node of the stem. And one more thing here. You know the function of leaf base. The basal portion of the leaf, it is called as leaf base. With the help of this leaf base, it attaches to the node of the stem. And what happens means, on either side of the leaf base is two small scaly leaf structures. On either side of the leaf base, two small scaly leaf-like structures, that is nothing but stipules are developing. That is nothing but which one are developing? Stipules are developing. This one leaf is equal to how many stipules? One leaf is equal to two stipules. One leaf is equal to how many stipules means? Two stipules. And what happens here means, this stipules, one leaf is equal to two stipules. And this stipules protects which one during young condition means, this stipules always protects axillary bud. This stipules always protects which bud means, axillary bud during young condition. Axillary bud during which condition? During young condition. And whereas this leaf bases in Leguminosae family, in legume plants. This leaf bases in legume plants, it shows pulvinous leaf bases. That means here the leaf base, it is swollen. Here the leaf base, it is swollen. So leaf bases in legumes, it is swollen, due to which a swollen type of leaf bases can be seen in legume plants. Yes, swollen types of leaf bases can be seen in legume plants. And whereas in another plants, namely known as monocotyledons, that is nothing but maize, that is nothing but sorghum. In maize and sorghum, that is nothing but monocotyledonous plants. Here the leaf base, it is expanded. Here what happens means, leaf base it is expanded. Leaf base, it is expanded, and it covers the stem, partially or completely. Partially or called as completely. That means in leaf bases in monocotyledons, that is the examples namely known as maize and sorghum, leaf bases, it is expanded. Leaf bases, it is expanded and covering the stem partially or completely. Can we call this type of leaf bases as called as sheathing leaf bases? Yes, it is called as sheathing leaf bases. Sheathing leaf bases are present in monocotyledons, that is nothing but maize and sorghum. In maize and sorghum, leaf base, it is expanded and it covers the stem either partially or completely. This type of leaf bases itself, it is called as sheathing leaf bases. And what happens to the next part of the plant, next part of the leaf, that is nothing but petiole. Petiole, it is called as in which one here? Petiole. That means The stalk of the leaf is called as a petiole. What it is called as? Stalk of the leaf. Stalk of the leaf, it is called as a petiole. Petiole, it is acting as a mediating character which connects leaf base and leaf blade, no? Yes. This petiole, it is acting as a petiole. It is a connecting link otherwise. It is a connecting link. It is a connecting link between leaf base and leaf blade. Between leaf base and as well as leaf blade. Now can you tell me which type of tissue can be seen in petiole? In petiole, which type of tissue can be seen means living mechanical tissue. Which type of tissue here? Living mechanical tissue, that is nothing but collenchyma can be seen. Living mechanical tissue, that is nothing but collenchyma can be seen in petiole. Why? Because petiole can be bended towards either side due to heavy wind, no? Yes, due to the flexibility nature, due to that character, this petiole it shows, due to that character, this petiole, it shows a tissue namely known as living mechanical tissue, that is nothing but collenchyma. That is nothing but collenchyma. And what are the important function? Can you tell me the important function of the petiole means? This petiole, it transfers where the food materials are prepared. Food materials are prepared in leaf. Food materials are prepared in leaf blade. These food materials from leaf blade, through the petiole, it is transferred towards various organs of the plant body, transfers towards various organs of the shoot system. And whereas this petiole, it also performs another function also. What is that function means? This petiole, it also transfers water and minerals from stem to the from branches to the leaf blade, branches to the. That means this petiole not only helps in transportation of food materials from leaf to different parts of the plant body, it also plays an important role in transfer of water and minerals from stem to leaf blade or leaf lamina. Leaf blade or leaf lamina. This is about the function of petiole. And what is the another function of the petiole? Due to heavy wind, whether this petiole is bending in either directions? Yes. At that time what happens means, now I will explain. And what is the third part of the leaf? That is nothing but leaf blade or leaf lamina. Leaf blade are also called as which one here? Leaf lamina. Now this leaf blade or leaf lamina, it due to the presence of which structures it is present in the expanded position. Due to the presence of veins and veinlets. Due to the presence of which one here? Veins and veinlets. Due to the presence of veins and veinlets, this leaf blade, it is not present in the closed position, due to which this leaf blade, it is completely expanded, due to which it can receive sufficient amount of sunlight and it can perform photosynthesis, due to which it can prepare their own food materials. And whereas this veins and veinlets, whether they are giving rigidity to the leaf blade, yes, they are giving rigidity to the leaf blade, due to which the leaf blade, it shows particular shape also. It shows particular shape also. And what are these veins and veinlets can we call? These are called as vascular tissues. Can you tell me what are the vascular tissues present in the veins and veinlets of the leaf blade or leaf lamina? That is nothing but the veins and veinlets, these are nothing but xylem. What is the another name of xylem? That is nothing but hydrome. And what is another type of vascular tissue? That is nothing but phloem. What is the another name? That is nothing but leptome. That means veins and veinlets, they are not only gives rigidity to the shape of the leaf blade, and it also helps in exposing the leaf lamina in order to receive sufficient amount of sunlight. And these vascular tissues are itself, it is nothing but veins and veinlets. These vascular tissues, it contains xylem, that is nothing but hydrome, which helps in transportation of water and minerals from stem or branch into the leaf blade. And what happens to the phloem means, phloem it is also called as leptome. This leptome it transfers synthesized food materials which are synthesized in the leaves towards the different organs of the plant body. And what happens means, this leaf blade it also performs one of the main function. What is that means? Due to respiration. What I am saying? Due to respiration. Due to respiration it takes which one? Oxygen, and releases which one? CO2. Due to which the CO2 gas, whether it is CO2 gas, whether it becomes warmer? Yes. That means the leaf surfaces they are heated up. Yes. The leaf surfaces due to the release of CO2 it gets heated up. Due to which what happens means, due to wind, this leaf blade by means of the petiole, this leaf blade flutters due to wind. By means of the petiole, this leaf blade flutters due to wind, due to which it removes hot air from the leaf surface and bringing which air towards the leaf surface means cool air. It removes hot air and it brings cool air, and it brings which air means cool air, due to which it plays an important role in cooling effect also. Due to which it plays an important role in cooling effect also. Cooling effect also. So this is about the introduction of leaf and leaf parts.